What's up, guys? Sean here from Srkcycles.com. We have a 2015 Yamaha, or Star. I guess they were calling themselves Star at this point. It's Yamaha. Come on, look. It's got Yamaha symbols all over. It's a Yamaha, right? Yamaha Star Bolt. It's a 950 V-twin, and these bikes are really fun. And let's take it for a spin. Alright guys, let's bust out with some words of wisdom. John 10:10, the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have life to the fullest. That was said by Jesus. Alright guys, this is the C-Spec. The C-Spec version of the Yamaha Bolt. And the C-Spec has clip-on handlebars instead of bars, and mid-range controls instead of forward controls. And these things are cool looking bikes. They're just made to be customized. And to be honest with you, I think this is what the Harley-Davidson Sportster should be like. Mainly because it's inexpensive. I think it's better looking. I think it's better looking. It's more customizable for a more range of people. And I think it's just ultimately just much, I think it's better looking. Now, I don't think it's better looking than the 48 or some of the Sportsters, but in general, I like this style, and I think most people like this style also. If you notice, this gauge looks very similar to the ones they put in their brand new Rebel. And it was obviously in the Bolt first, but I think it was such a cool looking gauge. It's very simple, it's simplistic. There's not too many negatives about it, that Honda was like, we'll just do the same thing, we'll do it mildly better. So here's a couple things that I don't care about in general when I'm riding bikes and I'm telling people about bikes. Now, if you're comparing bikes to other bikes and they're similar, you know what I mean, then hey, compare specs, bust out weight, bust out I smell a skunk, bust out horsepower, bust out all those things. But when you're just randomly comparing all the bikes with all the bikes, just throwing out numbers doesn't really make that much of a difference to most people. I couldn't care less about weight. I couldn't care less about horsepower. I couldn't care less about torque, any of those things. All I care about is how it actually feels. Does it feel like it's got good power? If I had to compare this bike to another bike, this is a 950, I would compare it, if not better, than a 1200 Sportster. Dead animal. And also like power range of like a, you know, maybe like a 900 Vulcan or something like that. The 900 Vulcan might be a little bit more power, but it's in that same ballpark. It's a good size where, as a new rider, I think this would be a great bike. As a guy who's been riding for a long time, also a great bike. It's not crazy fast, but it is fast enough that you can have tons of fun and you can get yourself into trouble. Now, if you guys might remember this bike. You guys actually might recognize this exact bike. I have done a test drive video on this same bike about 4 months ago, and we sold it to a guy. He put about, I don't know, 1,000 miles on it, and then he sold it back to us. Really cool guy. He actually did some maintenance. He did some maintenance on it, and then has all it, print up the manual, and has an electronic service manual with it, and all this cool stuff. Really stepped up his game. The bike's probably better when he sold it to us than when we sold it to him. And the reason he sold it back to us was he wanted a bike because his grandson wants to ride on the back with him. And that's pretty awesome. That's a super cool grandfather. So, what did we sell him? I don't even remember what we sold him. Oh, a Vulcan. We sold him a 2016 Vulcan 900. Great bike. So this is your classic cafe style bike. Now I hate when people take bikes and they're like, I'm going to turn it into a cafe bike. 9 times out of 10 it looks way worse than what it did before. It kills all the value. and it just looks stupid, and they did a bad job, and then it doesn't work, and then you basically have to throw the bike away because they hacked up the wiring harness and they hacked up the seat. They never put it back together. I'm a big fan of cafe bikes though. It'd be like this. It'd be like, let's say there was a trend of people turning their cars into pickup trucks, but no one ever does except for one guy in a magazine who dropped 20 grand and actually made it look kind of cool. And I hate that. Let's say I hate it, but I love pickup trucks. That's what we got going on right here. I think these bikes look awesome. I love the cafe style. You got that retro feel to it, but forget the retro like drawbacks. You got who doesn't want to look retro but have modern day performance, modern day braking, modern day handling, and modern day fuel efficiency all day long. So this bike cruises. You can see we are doing the legal highway speed of 73, up 83, now it's 83, and this bike runs good. I do like the ergonomics of it. It's a more sportier stance, not as, when you're sitting like this on a bike like this, it can hit the corners pretty good, but it's not the most nimble bike. It doesn't feel like it just wants to lay down. It kind of wants to stay straight up, which is great. It does what it's made to do very well, but you can absolutely hit it real. Trust me, this bike can hit the corners faster than you want to hit the corners. Let me just put it that way. Which is pretty much the same with most bikes, unless you're Rossi, and then you're gonna be like, ah, man, you're just, you know, then you're just like dragging handlebars and mirrors at every turn. So it is your basic bike. Something cool that Yamaha started doing, someone else did this too, no, maybe it was a Yamaha thing, on these newer Yamahas. I think it's a great idea. They eliminated like 3 buttons by doing this. Instead of having a start, stop, a start, kill, and on switch, you used to have like on. So you had like open loop, closed loop switch, and then you had your start button. So sometimes your thing was set up to open loop, so you couldn't start it. And then you'd be like, ah, why can't my bike start? And then your buddy would be like, hey, open loop. It's on kill. It's not gonna fire up, and then you look like an idiot. So they turned 3 switches pretty much into one. Where I'll show you. Here it is. You flip that up, kill the bike. Flip that down, and then push it down harder, and that's how you start it. So you never get in a situation where you're trying to start it, but it's actually you had the switch flipped, and then you're killing your battery or doing any, you know, stuff like that. I think these bikes are tons of fun. I think they look super cool. This is a really a cool retro green. Let's see what else we can see up front. That's a pretty cool angle. Maybe that'll be a thumbnail. Alright guys, that wraps it up. Oh guys, hey, hold up. You guys know I am wearing both gloves because I only have one of each glove until the order comes in. Check it out. We are taking pre-orders of these gloves. Click on the first link below. This one is the cruiser style. I think the cruiser style, I would pick the cruiser style if I was riding a cafe bike like this. I think it's most appropriate, and it is not lacking in protective equipment because it is lined with Kevlar. And then the tactical one is protected with super fabric, which is some bad stuff. Like bad as in awesome. All right, guys, that wraps it up. Remember, don't forget to check out Srkcycles.com, and don't forget to subscribe. We are the place that's gonna help you get your next bike. And I don't care if you buy it from us. We're showing you bikes that are out there. We're test driving them. We're letting you see what the options are, teaching you how to buy. We're helping you guys buy bikes, and I'm pumped about it. So we want to keep you guys on the road, or get you guys back on the road. We'll see you guys later. I am Sean from Srkcycles, and remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going. If you like that video and you want to see more of them, click on the subscribe button. And if you guys didn't know, we also have a motorcycle dealership, Srkcycles.com. We sell and ship bikes all over the country. We have one of the largest inventories in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, which probably means nothing to you because you probably don't live in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. But we have a decent amount of bikes. So check out the first link on the bottom is the website, Srkcycles, and we'll see you guys later.